Good morning, I'm Andy Hodges and you're watching The Mint. Let's hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Let's have a quick look at last night's closings in terms of African currencies, commodities, basic commodities, metal and energy prices around the world. In our main story this morning, the government of Zimbabwe has said that new 10 and 20 Zimbabwe dollar notes will be introduced in the very near future as the government moves to contain persistent cash shortages. The president of Zimbabwe, E.D. Mnangagwa, said the introduction of the higher denomination banknotes following that of $2 and $5 a few weeks ago will help curb the prevailing cash shortages. The president further said that the central bank had increased the amount of cash it injected into the market from between $10 million and $14 million daily to $30 million to improve cash availability. The cash shortages have resulted in long queues of consumers at banks, resulting in some unscrupulous individuals taking advantage of the shortages to hoard and sell cash at a premium. The president warned, "We will take further measures if the situation does not improve." He reiterated calls for Zimbabwe to support the local currency that was reintroduced in June after the ban on the use of the multiple currency regime since 2009. He said, and I quote, "Mozambicans have their currency called Metical, Botswana has the Pula, and South Africa has the Rand. In Malawi they have theirs, and Zambia has the Kwacha. The citizens do not care whether their currency is strong or not, they take ownership of it." Mnangagwa said sole use of the local currency in domestic trade was imperative for the country's economic development, especially considering that Zimbabwe, unlike its neighbors, was not receiving any financial assistance from multilateral financial institutions. African currencies are coming together to raise their economies and reduce reliance on the developed West. Ghana is determined to join the new West African currency called the ECO, which is expected to replace the Central African franc as early as 2020, according to a statement from the presidency. Ghana wants to ditch the cedi and join the 8 other West African countries adopting a new euro-pegged currency, the ECO. It will become the bloc's largest economy ahead of the Ivory Coast. The statement read, "It will help remove trade and monetary barriers, reduce transaction costs, boost economic activity, and raise the living standards of our people." On December the 21st, Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara announced that the 8-member West African Economic and Monetary Union, made up of mainly Francophone countries and Guinea-Bissau, will discontinue the use of the Central African franc, introduced by France in 1945, in favor of a new common currency. The Union will keep the euro peg, while currency reserves currently held in France will be moved back home. The former colonial power will also no longer have a seat on the board of the central bank. Ghana urged members of ECOWAS, or the 15-member Economic Community of West African States, to work rapidly towards implementing the decisions taken by the regional body, including the adoption of a flexible exchange rate regime, instituting a federal system for the ECOWAS Central Bank, and other related agreed convergence criteria. Ghana is a member of ECOWAS, but not the West African Monetary Union. Whilst Nigeria has not joined the group, it is expected that it will be joining based on the tweets from President Buhari over the issue. What is of paramount importance to Anglophone ECOWAS countries is a currency with a flexible exchange rate free from any foreign influence. CNN reports that deep within Dubai's desert interior, the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park, named after the Emirates ruler and the UAE's Vice President and Prime Minister, continues to grow and has just passed another milestone. In its 8th year of development, satellite images give a sense of scale Already, miles of photovoltaics arranged along the neat east-west lines. Once finished, Dubai Energy and Water Authority DEWA told CNN the $13.6 billion investment could power as many as 1.3 million homes, reducing carbon emissions by 6.5 million tons per annum. First announced in 2012 and with a scheduled completion date of 2030, the 5,000 megawatt solar park will take 3 times as long to finish as the Burj Khalifa. Phases 1 and 2, which are already complete, comprise 2.3 million photovoltaic panels with a capacity of 213 megawatts. Phase 3, deep into construction, adds another 3 million photovoltaics and another 800 megawatts and will be completed in 2020, says DEWA. But after years of spreading out across the desert floor, the solar project is now rising upwards with Phase 4, perhaps the most ambitious development yet. After breaking ground in March 2018, the base is now complete for what DEWA claims will be the tallest concentrated solar power CSP tower in the world. It will use mirrors called heliostats to focus sunlight at the top of the tower in order to heat up a flow of molten salts. The heat is used to power steam turbines generating electricity. Practically speaking, it means CSP can continue to generate electricity even without the sun and well into the night. Dubai's tower can store heat for 15 hours and will be able to provide power 24 hours a day, said DEWA. With a capacity of 1,963 megawatts, phases 1 to 4 alone put the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park high on the list of the largest capacity solar parks in development around the world. The Dubai Clean Energy Strategy 2050 is working towards generating 25% of its energy output from clean sources by 2030 and 75% by 2050, equivalent to a capacity of 42,000 megawatts. Well, I'm Andy Hodges, and you've been watching The Mint. Please follow us on our Facebook page, Zim Papers TV Network, our website, ztn.co.zw, and YouTube under ZTN. Your comments are welcome via our Twitter handle at ZTN News, and of course on Facebook. Join us here on The Mint every weekday morning at 6 a.m. Central African Time. From all of us here at ZTN, have a happy new year. And remember not to make the same mistakes you made in 2019 in 2020. Goodbye, have a profitable business day and year ahead, and you will be safe.